Hello everyone, this is the first part of tutorial video dedicated to character creation system. We're gonna use metahumans and Unreal Engine 5.5, but you can use I think any version of Unreal Engine 5 Plus. And first let's start from creating a metahumans. I have already launched metahumans website. And we need to select our root character. I'm gonna start with man, and I'm gonna select Oscar. I have already tested it, so I'm gonna select him, create selected. And first let's navigate to body, to proportions. And I'm gonna use average and medium normal weight, like medium normal weight body, no clothes. Now to head, no hair, eyebrows and eyelashes stay by default because I'm not gonna add logic to select eyebrows or eyelashes, but we have to select a color. Everything should be of totally black or totally white color. I'm sure. I think white is the best way to do this. So select white color for eyebrows. Eyelashes are always black, so no need to change anything. No mustache and no beard. Also, let's open the skin and set some default values that will be used for every head that we will create. Let's use 0.50505 here, and in color let's also set 0.5. It will be much easier for us to remember these values. 0.5. So here is our first face. Let's call him, I have already created metahumans. Let's call him man head T1, type 1. Enter. Back to my metahumans. Now we're gonna duplicate this character. Click on duplicate on the left bottom corner of your screen. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna select types of hair. Let's select head and select hair that we're gonna use. So hair selected, let's change the color to white. Interesting, what is this? I'm not sure, okay. Um, well, looks like I have broken something. Select another type of hair, this one again. Yeah, I think I have broken this one metahuman by checking hair dye. We will use this parameter later in Unreal, but I didn't know what it does here, so I'm gonna delete this one and duplicate manhead type 1 again. Select his hair, set white color. Oh no, that's not because of a hair dye. Maybe something in details. White here, and in highlights we don't need nothing. So that's about his hair. Now let's select mustache. Something visible like this. Well, we're creating some kind of president of Belarus. Select color. Okay, just white. And in details, we don't need to change anything. Beard. Something like this, and the same again. So that's it. Let's call him man. Um, hair T1. Enter my metahumans. This was our first variation of mustache, beard, and hair. Let's duplicate him. Open head. Select another hair, another mustache, another beard. Man hair T2. Enter back. Duplicate head. For example, this one, so that in our editor it will be more noticeable change. This mustache and such beard, and let's call it man hair T3. Enter my metahumans. That's all for our variations of hair and beard. Now let's create another type of head. Oh, select create, and in introduction I have already shown type of head, but it wasn't that noticeable because I used Yuri and it was very similar to an Oscar. Let's select someone else, like this guy. Select head, no hair, eyebrows totally white, mustache, no mustache, beard, no beard, proportions average, tall, average normal weight, no top, no bottom, no flip-flops, select skin, and we have used 05.05.05. We have to use the same properties here uh, to ensure that our head will match body, because metahuman is human separated into two parts, like head will be separate and body will be separate. And as we are going to use body from our first man, we need this head to be the same color. And 05 and 05 here for a color. 0505, 0505. Okay, now let's call him man head type, oops, type 2, enter. Okay, now let's open Unreal Engine. I have already opened and create a blank project. I'm gonna call it character creation v2 because I have already one version of it. Create. Here we are. Now let's start with let's open our content folder, right click on empty space, create new folder, let's call it game. So that every And we will create all our folders and content here in game folder, because everything that we will add from Epic Games Marketplace will be added in content. Okay, here let's create new folder, levels, new folder UI, new folder core. That's enough for now. And let's open levels and create new level. Level L main menu. Well, but first, as metahumans wait a lot, let's set them on download. Let's open Quixel Bridge, select window, Quixel Bridge. Metahumans. If you don't see metahumans, my metahumans, then ensure that you are logged in here on the right side. And man had typo. Well, something is wrong with him. Oh, I need to click back to my metahumans to save it, right? Okay. And now we need to download all these metahumans. Let's select first one. I'm gonna select high level of details and download this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, now they are downloading. It will take some time. Let's open our level main menu. And we need some widget. We need some widget for main menu to be shown. Let's open our UI folder and create user interface. Widget blueprint. User widget, WB, main menu. And open it. First, let's add a canvas panel. Next, let's add a vertical box that will contain our buttons. And let's start adding buttons. Okay, here it is, our first button. On the right panel in details, I'm gonna rename it to btn new game and make it a variable. In style, I'm gonna change its color to some dark color. For normal state, it's gonna be something dark with alpha 07. Okay, copy this color. In hovered state, it's gonna be the same but lighter. In press state, it's gonna be the same but with alpha 0 with alpha 1. Here's a button and let's add some text to it. Text new game. Okay, let's select our vertical box and check size to content so that it will scale its width to match new game lengths, like this. Here is this checkbox, if someone didn't notice. Now let's add some paddings. Let's select text and I'm gonna increase left and right paddings to 15, 15 and vertical paddings to 5, 5, like this. Now copy button, Control V, Control V. Let it be something like, I don't know, settings. We'll not implement this, but I just want them to appear on the screen and exit. Need some space between them, so I'm gonna select spacer and add between buttons. Select spacer and change its first is width, but we don't have any space on horizontal axis. We need to change its height to something maybe like 15. Copy spacer, paste it and move here also. Okay, now we need to align vertical box to the center of the screen and anchor it to the center bottom. So I have selected select vertical box. On the right side on anchors, select bottom center anchor. Here it is, and let's change its position x and y to 0, 0. It will be like this because origin point of a vertical box is 0, 0 here. We need to change it on x to 0, 5 and on 1 on y. And let's move it upward like this. Save and compile. Now, what we're gonna do, we need to start character creation for on new game tab, for example. So we need to know when user taps on new game button. Let's select a button and add an event for on clicked. And we can remove this, and we're gonna tell someone who will listen that something has happened. Also, let's select our settings button and rename it to btn settings and exit to btn exit. Okay, now how we're gonna do this? We're gonna create a new event dispatcher and call it on new game. And we're just gonna call it from here. When button new game is tapped, we're gonna call on new game. Save, compile. Let's move it here. Metahumans are downloading. I forgot to start download for this one, I think. Okay. Okay, we have created widget for a main menu and we need to show it from somewhere. First, let's create a game mode and player controller. Open core folder, right click on empty space, blueprint class, game mode. Let's call it BP, main menu game mode. And player controller, BP, player controller, BP, main menu player controller. Open, select game mode, select player controller, set BP main menu player controller. We can close it. And in world settings here, in our when our main menu level is opened, select game mode. BP main menu game mode. Okay, now let's open our main menu player controller. Open begin play. You can remove tick from here. And let's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's create some function. Let's create function setup main menu, and we're gonna call it from begin play. Here we're gonna create a widget. Oops, not construct object. Create widget. Oh, that's create widget. Select our VB main menu and promote it to a variable VB main menu. Let's select this function. Let's select our, or maybe not begin play. Well, why are we doing this on begin play? Let's do it in construction script. So let's put setup main menu here and promoted it to a variable. Select setup main menu and set category to main menu, and the same for a variable. Okay, now we need a function show main menu hide main menu. They all are in section main menu. And now also in setup main menu we need to listen when user clicks on new game. So select our variable bind event on new game. And we need to bind some functions that will be called when user presses new game. Let's create event, create a matching function, and call it on new game. Let's move it here somewhere. Save, compile. So on new game, we're gonna call hide main menu and do something else later, like camera transition, showing player creation UI. And on begin play of a player controller, we're gonna call show main menu. Okay, how we gonna show main menu? Let's open it. Here we're gonna get VB main menu and get parent. Check if our main menu widget is already in a viewport. Um, check if it is valid. If it is not valid, oh well, sorry, I had a call. So well, if it doesn't have a parent, then what we're gonna do is add it to a viewport. We're gonna get VB main menu, add to viewport. And if it has a parent, but it may be not visible, we're gonna show it. So the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna add some animation to our widget. Let's open our VB main menu, open designer and add animations. Let's add animation, fade in. It's gonna be very simple animation. Select it, select vertical box, click add and add vertical box to animation. So we're gonna animate vertical box. Now we need to understand what we're gonna animate. We're gonna animate render opacity, find render opacity in the tails panel of vertical box, and there is a button on the right side. Where is render opacity? Here it is. This is a button. We can add a keyframe for this property. We have added it for 0 seconds. And let's move, and for example, we can see that at 0 seconds our render opacity is 1. And on 0.25 it's gonna be also 1 because it is fade in. Let's add plus, but at 0 it should be 0. So fade in is a change in opacity from 0 to 1. So at 0 seconds we have 0 opacity, and at 0.25 seconds we have 1 opacity. So this is an animation that we will have. Let's save, compile. That's all about this animation. I think, let me check. Um, and also, the problem is that if we will fade out, like play this animation in reverse from 1 to 0, we will hide this widget, it will still be clickable. So user will still be able to click on an empty space, like if he will hit perfectly in a new game, then button click will be handled. So changing opacity doesn't affect an interactivity of our component. So what we else need to change for our vertical box is its visibility. So let's add a keyframe for visibility. And it's gonna be non-hit testable self and children when opacity is 0. And it's gonna be non-hit testable self only when opacity is 1. It is not an animated thing. It is changed momentarily. So that should fix it. We'll see. Now let's open our graph, and we will have one more property in animation category. Let's add two functions. First is gonna be show. Second is gonna be hide. And in show we're gonna get this fade in animation and play forward. And in hide we're gonna get this animation and play reverse. Save and compile. Now in our player controller, we can call these functions. So in show main menu function, if widget is on viewport, we can get it and call show. And in hide main menu, we gonna call get our widget, oops, and call hide. So what's gonna happen now? If we will start, nothing is gonna happen because we have never, or something will. No, okay, so if we will start, we will see our menu, I think. No, we do not see it. Okay, create widget cannot be used on player controller with no attached parent. So in our construction script, stop main menu, owning player, self, create cannot be used on player controller with no attached parent. Access none. Well, do we have a correct player controller? Yes. So maybe we cannot do that in construction script. Let's move it into begin play. Okay, here it is. We cannot use it in construction. Here is our menu. If we will tap on new game, then our menu will disappear with animation like this. And we cannot, and okay, we have a problem. Like if we will tap on empty space, our cursor will disappear. So let's open our BP main player controller. And after this, we're gonna call set input mode UI only for player controller self. And we're gonna call show mouse cursor, set show mouse cursor to true. Save, compile, and play. Now we can click anywhere. If we tap new game, menu disappears. And if I click here, nothing is happening. And if, for example, we did not use this visibility changes, let me, for example, not change it and use the same value at 0 as on 1. I'm gonna tap new game. If I will tap new game here, even if it is hidden, it records that I'm clicking here. So that's why we have added this visibility change. Like we're setting that when alpha is 0, when opacity is 0, then it is not hit testable, both vertical box and all children, all buttons in vertical box. Okay, that's about the menu. Now we need something to display, so I'm gonna pause video and add some landscape, some house, something, some environment. That's on your choice how to do that. So here is my map for a menu. It's something like this. I have used ultra dynamic sky and weather for light. So now doesn't matter from where we start our game, it will always be shown from where we are located in viewport. Oh, we need to add some player start. Like this, rotate it somewhere here, for example. Like this. Okay. Now on tapping a new game, I want the camera to smoothly transit into a house and rotate here. So we need to add a camera here. Camera actor. Maybe something like this. And with selected camera, open details panel and don't forget to uncheck constraint aspect ratio. because in another case you will have black lines, black spaces if your screen doesn't match aspect ratio of a camera. Here is my camera, and in details panels also search for tag, actor tag, and edit tag. Let's call it character creation camera and copy this tag. Save level like this. Now let's open our player controller back, and let's open on new game. So on new game we're gonna what we're gonna do, we are calling hide main menu, and we gonna let's create some function like transit camera to camera, add an input with tag of type name. I think tag is name. Here we're gonna do set a new view, set view target with blend. But before this, we're gonna get our camera from our level. We're gonna call get all actors of class with tag. Connect tag, and actor class is gonna be camera actor. I'm gonna get first and plug it into a new view target. I'm gonna set blend time to 1.5 and is in is out for transition, and blend exponent to 0.5. And on new game I'm gonna call transit camera to camera with tag and Control V tag of our camera. Let's see how it will look like. Okay, this is bad is in out animation because blend exponent is too low. Let's set it to 1 maybe. Okay, at 1 it is fine. Next, what we gonna do? We're gonna start creating logic for our metahumans editing. So first let's check if they are downloaded. Yes. Now let's add them to a project. Add, 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 and add. It tells us that we are missing live link and AR kit. We don't need them. AR kit is for iOS and live link is if you're connecting a camera. Both of them are not required. Let's save everything and navigate to metahumans folder. Here are our metahumans. Let's open our game and create new folder. Character creation. Open it. Here we're gonna add folder visuals. Well, let me think. Yes, visuals. And here we're gonna add folders heads, hair, mustache, beards, open heads, create folders. We don't need folders for heads. What we need for hair? Hair, type 1, folder type 2, type 3. Oops. The same for beards. Maybe we can just copy these folders. No. Type 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Everything heads. Okay, everything is done. Now we need to start separation process. Let's open metahumans and man head type 1. Open it, open face. Here is our face mesh. We're gonna drop it into heads, move here. The same for man head type 2, face, heads, move here. Now man hair, let's expand all of this. Man hair 1, open male hair, hair. Okay, beard goes to beard type 1. Eyebrows is not needed, eyelashes not needed, hair goes to hair type 1. Mustache goes to mustache type 1. Okay, the same for T2, hair. Oh, I forgot about bindings. Let's open man hair T1. Open groom bindings, and now beard goes to beard. It's a little bit routine process. Hair goes to hair. Mustache goes to mustache. And the same we're doing for man hair T2 and T3. For man 3 they are separate, split into 3 folders, so keep that in mind. Depending on hair types you have selected, they may be separated into different folders. Okay, now when everything is separated, we need to, as we have 2 head types and we want all of the grooms to match a head type, we need to have groom bindings for both head types. So at type 1, so all of the groom bindings here are by default for first type of a head. And we need to make them work for a second type of a head. So what we're gonna do, first we're gonna open heads and rename heads meshes. First one is gonna be called SKM head T1, and second one is gonna be SKM head T2. Now let's start from beard. Duplicate groom binding underscore T2. Open it, and instead of man hair T1 face mesh, select man hair T2. Oh, no, not this one. Select type, no, SKM underscore T head T2. Save. Close. The same for beard, for second beard, and for every groom binding that we have. Okay, now we are done. I think we have done everything that is needed. And I think that's all for a first tutorial, and second we will create a logic for generation and applying different parameters to a metahuman. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.